show you some exercises and some prepping to get into handstanding. There's so many various ways of getting into a handstand. There's the yogi way, which is with proper alignment with your head straight, your arms against your ears, the gymnastics way, there's a contortion way, and I love them all. And so I'm not advanced at doing them, but I enjoy doing them, I love doing them, and I'm going to share things that I've done to get into them. First of all, one of the stretches that we should probably do to loosen up our hamstrings is a straddle. So we're going to bring our legs out. We're going to keep our back straight. You don't want to round your back over. You want to keep your back straight and slowly come down as you inhale through your nose and exhale out of your nose. Nice, long, deep breaths as you come down. Just as far as you can, as long as your back is straight. You want to lean forward and straighten with your back. Let's take a few breaths here. Keep your feet flexed. Slowly walk your hands up, come back up, bring your feet together. We're going to do the same stretch, leaning forward. Hold on to your feet if you can. Take a few breaths here. It's my cat Creamy. Slowly come on up. Now, this is my ultimate least favorite pose in the world. But this is one that we need to do to open up our hips. This is frog pose. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring your feet out, bring yourself down, engage your bandhas. Take a few breaths here. It's not supposed to hurt, so don't push yourself. Don't go down further than you can. Rest your head on your hands, on the floor, on your mat. Slowly come on up. They say the pose that you least enjoy is the one you need the most. So that's a pose I need to do more often, and it's a pose that I really don't like, so I'm going to do it more often. Another thing we're going to do is we're going to come onto plank for strengthening of our shoulders. And so we're going to come up onto plank, and we're just going to hold it here. You want everything engaged. You want your fingers, your hands, your palms pointing and pushing into the ground. You want your feet flexed, your muscles in your abdomen engaged. You want to look slightly forward. Keep breathing. Okay, and come on down, shake it out a little bit. One of the first things that I want to do is we're going to do the walk up the wall. So you're going to bring your hands down, and you're going to walk your feet up the wall, and then come closer to the wall, as close as you can.
And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna learn to press up. So you're gonna take your shoulder blades and your hands and you're gonna push down into the floor like you do in a plank. So you wanna push away from the floor, lifting your arms up and your shoulders back. And you wanna have your head in between your arms and your arms alongside your ears. So just keep pushing yourself up. You can bring yourself down, push yourself up. But the main thing is engaging and pushing off of the floor and up. Now we're going to come down. I'm going to show you another little exercise that I like to do. You take your hands and you bring them against the wall. This is good for when you're learning to do a press up, which I've not conquered yet, but I'm going to show you a prep that you could do here. You bring your feet together and you're going to slowly bring them around the sides and up to the wall and back down. Again, you're going to find yourself coming away from the wall, and that's okay. Just adjust yourself, bring yourself back. Your hands against the wall like you're in a handstand position. Your legs out to the side, to the wall, and back. We're going to do 5 more of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm repositioning the camera really quick so that you could see what we're going to do here. This is kind of the same type of an exercise that I just showed you on the floor. So I'm going to show you 2 things real quick. I'm going to come to the downward dog position, and I want you to just see, we're going to lean against the wall. When we lean against the wall, we're going to come this way against the wall. You're going to have your arms shoulder width apart, and you're going to lean into the wall, resting this part of your back onto the wall. Now when we do our jump ups, we're going to make sure that here is engaged. So you want to do this, like a pike kind of position as you jump up. So you always want to make sure that this right in here is tucked in. So we're going to come over to the wall. We're going to lean in. And you're going to bring your feet about shoulder width apart. And we're going to slowly tuck and jump. Trying to bring our feet closer to our wrists. We're going to do 4 of these. Okay, so we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not very good at them, but that's going to help you get into a press up. And if you're an advanced yogi, I'm sure you were able to get your feet all the way up the wall. Some of you may not have even been able to do that exercise. It's new for me, and I find it a little difficult, but I'm going to get there. Now another exercise that we can do is you come into your downward dog and you just do a couple like donkey kicks. But once again, you want to bring your mula bandhis in. You want your lift to come from in here. Okay, so we're just going to do a couple of those. We're not trying to come all the way up and tip over. Not yet. We're just doing a beginner's exercise, bringing our abdomens in. So we're going to do a couple of those. Oh look, I'm back where I started before. So, okay, now we're gonna do those donkey kicks again, but this time we're gonna try and come up and over. So, we're gonna bring our two hands down and we're gonna lean forward into our press up. But this time we're gonna try and lift off and up against the wall. So once again, you wanna bring the abdomen in, but you wanna feel as though you're pulling your hips up and over. So you're lifting, you're engaging your abdomens and lifting up from your hips at the same time. So we're going to try and take a lift off. Here we go. Kick up. And down. And try that again. Kick up. And down. Kick up. And down. Now here's one almost in a crow type position. And she had us, jump up and see if we could balance in that position. I'm not sure if I'm doing this 100% right, so I'm sorry if I'm not. But we're going to try this. I tried. Best I could do. But practice that. That's another good exercise. And I have always kind of done a contortion handstand. That's when you have your head back. I'm always in this position, and I didn't realize that was a contortion handstand until I took Taking Forms class. Another really good teacher that you should check out. He's phenomenal. But anyway, one of the handstand things that he did with us in his class was when we did our kick up, we kicked up against the wall. He made sure that our head was aligned in between our arms, and he taught us to, push away from the floor. He taught us to flex our foot muscle, put our other foot, our heel to toe, and then to slowly try and come away from the wall. And that will help you get some balance. And here I am, not putting my head in the right position. So you got to keep your head straight, looking through your arms. Everything aligned. More exercise I want to show you guys, and it's been a long time since I did it. I learned it from my teacher, Tony Cianata. She's my aerial teacher, one of two. She's like my all-time favorite teacher. Hopefully I'll get this exercise right and do it justice. But from what I remember, and this is really good for abs and for handstand prepping. This is a really good exercise, and it's similar to what we did against the wall earlier. So you're going to come down, and you're going to keep your mula bandhas engaged. You're going to keep your hips squared. You're going to keep you're going to keep both your feet planted on the floor. And then you're going to, as you inhale, you're going to lift one foot up and tap the back of your wrist and come back down. Your other foot does not come up or off the floor. So we're going to inhale and back. Inhale, exhale. Keeping both feet planted down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Make sure you keep the foot that you're not lifting down on the ground. Inhale. This is really good for the abs. And eventually you'll be able to get higher up on your wrist. So these are all exercises that you could do at home to help get into handstanding.
And speaking of aerial, to anybody that's never gone upside down or that's afraid of going upside down, I highly suggest trying handstanding in an aerial hammock by an aerial teacher. You're secured in the hammock, so you feel confident and more comfortable going upside down. So if you have trouble trusting yourself, try it that way first. I highly suggest trying aerial no matter what, because it's totally like eating apple pie on Christmas Day. Yes, yes it is. Drill that Taking Form had us do. That's at Taking Form, Instagram, check them out. He had us do a drill where we went across the room doing kick-ups. First on our right leg, then on our left leg. And he made it fun. He even joked, he was like, look what I can do. Can you do this? But anyway, so basically, he had us come down into a kick-up, and he had us look at our foot. So if I'm starting with my right foot, I'm going to look at my right foot, the top of my foot, as I go down. That will keep your head in proper alignment, and it will help tip your hips up and, forward, lifting you up. So we did a kick up, and you look at your foot, look at your foot, and then you do it on the other side. He made it fun because he literally had us go across the room like this. You get the gist. Anyway, that's a good practice for getting yourself up, and maybe not your legs, perpendicular straight up, but it'll start with the shift of balancing. It's a great start. And another exercise that I like to do, this is more of the contortion one, but I started out with the contortion handstand because it's actually easier than perfect alignment. And I love them all, but you can start with a contortion one and then straighten out your form into proper alignment, as well as there's so many different variations. Try them all. But you could do a kick up against the wall, which you want to make sure that you position yourself where you're about a foot against the wall, your hands. So you're going to bring your hands down and kick up. Kick up. Kick up. And when you get to your kick up, you can straighten your head, bring your feet up. I mean, for me, I like to bring my head up first, then balance, then try and straighten. But that's some variations of getting into it. And I also will do a two-footed kick-up sometimes, where you bring your hands like we were doing before, and you kick your feet up, and then straighten. So these are all things that you could do to practice getting into a handstand, and the more you do them, the easier it'll be to get into one and stay in one. I'm not at a point yet where I can hold a handstand for a very long time, but I am at a point where I can get into one. So I'll just try right now. Up and over, timber! But anyway, do them all against the wall until you're comfortable flipping over like I just did, or you're at a point where you feel comfortable and confident enough to come away from the wall and be in a safe environment. But that being said, all those little things that I showed you are ways of getting into handstands. Oh, and there's one more. One more I gotta show you. What we have here, I don't know
If you don't have one, a chair could work, but I really love this ball for handstanding, because I'm just going to show you really quick. If you have one of these balls, you can use the ball to get yourself into that proper position. And eventually, this is great for the abs. It's great for feeling how it feels to get up into the handstand. You can start taking a leg off. There's so many things that you could do with this ball to practice your handstanding. So if you haven't gotten one, I suggest you do get one. In fact, I'm a backbending girl, so I'm just gonna show you really quick. I know we have the yoga wheel, but this too is a lovely heart opener. I love it. Feels so good. Massages the back. You can balance on it a little. Good for abs. I love it. I love this ball. But anyway, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this little handstand prepping class. And I hope you got a takeaway from it. And thank you for coming and watching.